What is good, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new video. We are back with a brand new video for you guys. Before we get into it, make sure you guys, as always, leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, comment down below. On the road to 3,000, we are only 400 away, so I know you guys can do it, man. So make sure you guys keep showing love it like you guys have been doing all year. Guys, I'm fully prepared for tomorrow night to be our last game of Heat basketball. Let me start off with that. I'm very fully prepared for that to be the case. You know, I understand that we are going up against a very good team without possibly 4 to 5 players, and yeah, it's just all the odds are against this team, and there's virtually, in my opinion, zero chance that they're able to pull this off tomorrow. You know, I know Spo might have some tricks up his sleeve, but we literally do not have the pieces to win this game. Our bench rotation is now whittled to DeLon Wright, Duncan Robinson, Patty Mills, and Kevin Love. Jaime Jaquez is officially ruled out for Game 5 with his injury. I think it was a hip injury or a groin injury. I can't remember which one it was out of the two. And Rozier is obviously out for his neck injury. So that, along with Jimmy, Jay Rich, it just makes it virtually impossible to go out and extend the series. Now, if they do it, you know, do I think that it's going to become a turnaround or the Heat are going to win the series? No. I think the series is done. I think no matter if it's in 5, 6, the Heat are going to be losing the series, guys. Please just be prepared for that. Like, don't be disappointed, because just don't even set expectations, because we shouldn't have any. You know, this is a team that's playing extremely shorthanded, and you know, if we lose tomorrow, we lose. It's whatever, because I didn't think we were going to win the series at the start of the series. I had false hope after Game 2, but reality set in, and you know, it's just really tough to beat a team as good as Boston without the pieces that you are missing. And it's not like I think the frustrating part is that Boston has not even been playing that well. Like, that's why people have been frustrated, because if Boston was just killing us, if they were just, you know, walking us all over the court, and they were just, you know, like going crazy, then maybe people wouldn't even have these expectations of winning at least a game. But because Boston has been held to 100 and 104 and 101 in these last 3 games, like, we feel like we have missed opportunities. And I understand why people feel that way, because, you know, we have defended really well, you know, throughout the series. We have defended really well. Apart from Game 1. After Game 1, you know, I thought our defense really was good, but we just don't have the firepower to put up points, man. I mean, we've put up below 90 points in 2 consecutive games. Like, if you're gonna win Game 5, or what is it? Yeah, Game 5. It's gonna have to be with your offense. I mean, your defense has carried you enough. You know, you can't hold teams to under 80. Like, that's not how it's gonna work. So, especially this team who has the #1 offense, and that's why I think it's just a huge, tall task for this team to even go out there and win this game. So, because of that, I am very prepared for the season to end tomorrow. And that kind of transitions what I'm going to be talking about to what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. So what I'm going to be talking about in today's video is basically the biggest question that the Miami Heat need to answer, you know, after this series is over. The question that I believe that they have been avoiding for some time is the question of which timeline the Miami Heat are going to be catering towards next season. Like, we have, you know, had a 5-year span where we have had a mix of youth, a mix of experience, and it's worked out to a degree a little bit. We've made a couple of finals runs, but we have never won the big prize with this lineup, with this build. And a lot of times we were this close to winning it. But I believe those few times that we made it to the finals, like last season in 2020, I do believe that if we had a much more talented roster, then we could have easily won that championship. Both of them. I think we got to the finals because of our coaching, because of our, you know, our crazy shooting by some of our role players, which wasn't sustainable, and because of our star player playing like he was possessed in the playoffs. If we had some talent around this man, if we had some help around him to, you know, take some pressure off of him, I do believe we could have won a final series by now. Unfortunately, you know, year after year after year, I think it's been 4 years in a row, we have had opportunities to get better. You go back to, 2020, 2019, 2020, or I think after the 2020 finals ended, the James Harden rumors were swirling around. That's when he got traded to Brooklyn, and they were talking about Miami, and we did not want to trade Hero for him. Then in 2021 to 2022, you have the KD and Mitchell stuff. Then 2022, 2023, you have I believe you had somebody in that time, I can't remember who it was, and then obviously this past year you had Dame. So I mean, time after time you've just had players that were out there, and we just refused to upgrade our roster. In 2022 they went on and got Kyle Lowry. I mean, that ended up being a crazy failure. That was one of the worst signings in Miami Heat history. And people think that's harsh, but it's not. I mean, we paid that guy $30 million to do nothing. So yeah, I mean, he was brought in, and then we brought in PJ Tucker, and that build almost brought us to a finals, and I thought that was our best shot actually to win a championship in 2022, because we were the 1 seed then. But obviously since then the talent level has dropped on this team, and we've gone to the finals in 2023 based off of sheer, a lot of things just went our way, sheer coaching brilliance, masterful performances by Jimmy and the role players, but obviously it wasn't sustainable. And this year and last year, back-to-back seasons, we finished in the 8th spot because we just didn't have the firepower on this roster necessary to compete for a title. And it's time that the Heat pick a direction. We've seen how it's worked out with Golden State. Obviously, they won a ring, and that worked out for them well. But after that, we saw what happened with the whole Jordan Poole thing. And then now you have kind of a dilemma because you have Steph, Clay, and Draymond. You're surrounding them with a bunch of young pieces. Again, the two timelines just do not mesh. And I'm very afraid the Heat are going to continue with this 2-timeline thing. And it's I don't want that to happen. It's not, it's not like they need to have 0 vets or 0 youth. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying they have to pick one that they're going to cater to. So majority of the players are going to be in one age group. That's what I want. And I think, and what I want, and what I think is going to happen is Jimmy Butler is going to be the person they cater to. They're going to cater to him. I mean, and I would do the same thing. Jimmy is 35, so he has a year or 2 left on his contract, I believe. I think after this he has a year, and then he has a player option. So I want Jimmy to be on this team for the rest of his career. I want Jimmy to be on this team for the rest of his career, and he has shown that when he needs to and when he wants to, he can still do the things that he was doing. It's not. I don't think he's declined like people think he has. I really don't think so. I think he was dealing with some injuries, and he was playing his usual regular season basketball, or he was being passive, but I don't think he has declined. I think if you put him and Bam Adebayo, and you've paired those two alongside another guy who can really, take the pressure off of them. I mean, Terry Rozier could be that guy, but I'm talking about a guy who's even better than him. I'm talking about a Donovan Mitchell type or somebody like that. That's what I want the Heat to do. I want the Heat to go out there and go get another star. If you have to trade Tyler Hero, you trade Tyler Hero. If you trade Jaime Jaquez, you trade Jaime Jaquez. You trade Nikola Jovic, you trade Nikola Jovic. As much as people love these players, we have to win now. Now, if they don't want to do this, then by all means, go ahead and trade Jimmy Butler. That's your 2 options, Pat Riley. You either trade Jimmy or you trade Tyler and Jaime and whoever, some picks or whatever. That's the thing. The point is, because I feel like it's kind of, keep Tyler or keep Jimmy in a way. Bam is not going anywhere because Bam will fit into both timelines. Bam is the glue of this team. He is the untouchable piece of this team. But I also feel like Jimmy is untouchable as well, which is why I'm saying I think the piece that has to be traded is Tyler Hero and some other, mix and match, components of the youth. The bottom line is I do not want to see, next year rolling around and we have Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero on the same team. Because essentially, if they're on the same team, that means we did not pick any timeline. Because it's Jimmy's timeline or it's the youth's timeline. And Tyler is the guy on the youth who has the most, he doesn't have the most trade value. He probably has the most trade value off of him, Jaime, and Jovic, but he also has the contract that can be traded for a star. So that's why I'm saying it's either keep him or keep Jimmy. Because if you don't trade either, if you keep both of them, then that tells me they're not even picking a direction, because there's no way you can get another star without trading Tyler Hero away. And there's no way you can, get younger without trading Jimmy Butler away. So that's what it is. The Miami Heat have to answer the question, who do they want to have on this roster next season? Jimmy Butler or Tyler Hero and a couple of other pieces on the youth. As long as they pick one, I'll live with it. I want them to keep Jimmy because Jimmy's Jimmy. We all love Jimmy, and Jimmy has done so much for this franchise that I don't want the last year of Jimmy Butler in a Miami Heat uniform to go out like this. I think we have another shot with Jimmy as our star. I think we owe it to him after the things he's done for this team in two playoff runs and 3 playoff runs where he's looked like the best player in the whole NBA. So because of that, and because of the fact that he just embodies what it means to be a Miami Heat player, he is the guy that I want to keep. I want to keep him at all costs. I want him to retire. I want him to get his jersey retired here. I want him to become a Miami Heat lifer. Even though he didn't start his career here, I want him to finish his career in Miami. Which means if Tyler Hero has to go, bye-bye. If Jaime Jaquez has to go, bye-bye. If Nikola Jovic has to go, bye-bye. If the picks have to go, bye-bye. I'm not attached to anything else besides Jimmy and Bam right now. But if the Miami Heat say, listen, we want to get younger. We think Jimmy's going to bring some value in. We want to just, the Miami Heat are never going to do a full reset, but we want to go into a retool mode. We want to build around Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. We want to get another younger piece with Jimmy Butler, maybe a couple more picks because we don't have any picks. And if we want to build around Tyler, Bam, Jaime, Nico, and get another young piece for Jimmy, then I won't be upset at it. I mean, that'll be my least favorable option, but I won't be critical of the franchise for doing that, because I'm like, okay, at least they picked something. At least they picked it. Like, at least they had the guts to make that call. Not trading either of them is weak by Pat Riley. Like, if you roll around next year and Jimmy and Tyler are both on the roster, that just shows me that they're afraid to make that big decision. And I saw people on social media saying Tyler Hero's trade value is not as high as people think, and I agree. I think the injuries that Tyler Hero sustained, and Tyler Hero is we all, I think a lot of Heat fans think Tyler Hero's value is gonna bring in a lot more than what it is. There's a reason that a lot of teams have just been like not interested in Tyler Hero at all. Unless it's for like a lesser player. But the Jazz with Donovan Mitchell, were not interested in Tyler Hero whatsoever. Obviously, the whole Portland thing, I don't think Joe Cronin was going to listen to anything. The Nets were not interested in Tyler Hero. I think the Rockets might have wanted Tyler Hero after the 2020 season, but that was because, James Harden requested a trade. But even so, they ended up getting a bunch of draft picks, which I think are more valuable than Tyler Hero. So you can't just trade Tyler Hero for Donovan Mitchell. Like no way. You need to package him with something else. So whether you're packaging it with another young piece, whether that's Jaime or Nico, and then you have a couple of picks you can trade away, it's going to be quite a lot that you're going to have to trade away to get another star, but I think it's going to be worth it. In this situation, I'm keeping Terry Rozier on the team because Terry Rozier fits the timeline of Jimmy Butler. He's 30 years old now? People don't think he is, but he's a veteran in this league. He's a veteran. So I think he should stay, and I think he will stay. We just traded for him. We just literally traded for the man, and we didn't really see him play too much because of the injuries. But yeah, I think he'll be on the team. I think Bam is a non-negotiable. I think he's going to be on the roster, and I think Jimmy Butler should be on the roster. I think he will be on the roster because I don't think Miami's going to trade him away. I really don't. I think Miami's going to keep Jimmy Butler, but I think what Miami's going to do is keep Jimmy and keep Tyler. I think they're going to keep everybody, and they're going to just get some guys off the vet minimum, and they're going to draft somebody, and they're going to call it a day. I don't want that to happen. That's basically a repeat of what happened this season. So what my whole point is that I don't want to see the Miami Heat repeating what they did this season. Every year we go into every single season with the sole hope that Jimmy Butler turns into MJ in the playoffs and that Spo outcoaches everybody to such an extent that we're able to upset teams with our talent deficiency, because we do not have the most talented roster, man. A lot of our guys that we have, the people that hype up, the role players, the undrafted guys, I think the Miami Heat's development program has been their biggest gift and their biggest curse over the past few years. They've developed a lot of guys, and they deserve a ton of credit for finding and developing these guys, but I think they've put way too much trust in them to get them over the line when, honestly, I don't think that's even fair to them. We need established players. These undrafted guys can only take you so far. So because of that, I believe they have to pick a timeline. And that's the whole point of this video, man. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Whose timeline you think the Miami should cater towards. And yeah, man, I'll be back with another video after the game tomorrow. I'll see you later as always. Peace.